What is up, y'all? It's your girl Brand New, and I am back in the building, honey. And this time, honey, I'm back to talk about Kenya Moore and Marc Daly, honey. We go find out more about this strange, dysfunctional relationship. But before we get to that, I would like to thank you all that have sent me comments on my set videos. I was a part of a group called Self-Expression Teen Theater. We did monologues, we did skits, drills. I wanted you all to, I don't know, just get a sense of who I am and where I came from. And it's so funny because I was looking at the monologue video that I did when I was 17. And I don't know, when I look at that video, it's just like, wow, I knew what I was doing then, you know, even as a young kid. And it's like now, I see what I'm doing now, you know, with my podcast, and I was like, wow, my voice is still the same. It's still strong and loud. And honey, that is where it all came from. Shout out to Self-Expression Teen Theater. Let me give y'all a big old nasty hand clap, honey. Shout out to all my set members out there. I love you all for life. We will always be family. Always. I love y'all. I traveled with them people. When I was a kid, I would take days out of school, honey, weeks out of school to perform at other people's schools and universities and hotels. And, you know, we just performed like everywhere, churches and resorts and just everywhere, honey. So shout out to them. Okay, so I came across this story from the Jasmine brand, and it's basically, it says, Kenya Moore isn't allowed to talk to husband Marc Daly's parents. I was in the dark about a lot of things. Kenya, that does not sound right. Why would you marry a man and you are not allowed to talk to his parents? You know, the things she says and does, you guys, is just absolutely pathetic. I feel like it's ridiculous. I feel like Kenya does a lot of lying, and I feel like she's looking for sympathy. And before I get into the rest of the story, I must say that because when we were first introduced to Marc, what was that, season 10? This girl bragged about her husband. I's married now. I'm so happy. He's an alpha male. And, you know, I'm learning so much from him. And he's this and he's that, right? Heard nothing but good. Soon as he get his ass on the show for season 12, you know, he's disrespectful. He's horrible. He's such a bad man. You know, all he wants to do is spend time with Brooklyn. All, you know, and she even said on the show, you guys, oh, well, I saw the signs early on. I saw the red flags and I chose to ignore them. So, and when she was sitting up there telling, I think it was Candy and Cynthia that on one of the episodes, it's just like, everything about you is a big lie. You are such a hypocrite. Because I think about how hard she came down on Portia. And I just never thought it was fair. I didn't think it was cool. Of course, Portia's marriage to Cordell, you know, they were really married, but it wasn't a good marriage. You know, we all know that. We know that most of that was Cordell's fault, you know, because he was the abuser in the situation. He was emotionally and I believe physically abusive, you know, to Portia. And Kenya really got a kick out of the fact that Cordell left Portia and broke up with her on Twitter. And he don't want your ass now. And, you know, she was so nasty to Portia. And I know some of you all are saying, well, girl, would you get to it? You know, why are you bringing this up? I'm trying to paint a picture for you all. And it may be the picture that you've been trying to avoid, but I'm going to paint it for you. I can't feel sorry for somebody that has did so much ish to other people. She's did so much shit to other people. Look, let's just say shit, okay? I think I should be able to say that word. But and actually I have a video where she disrespected, several people's relationships. So I'll probably be dropping that soon. But I don't know. I think a lot of the Kenya fans will quickly say, oh, well, you would have to be a really messed up person to feel, not feel bad for Kenya. No woman deserves that. No one deserves this. No one. Listen, you are an able-bodied female. No one deserves bad treatment, but at the same time, you are able-bodied and you could able your ass up out that situation and walk away and see that this situation no longer serves you. And Kenya does not do that. She continues to play herself. And the excuse is, oh, I want to make my husband happy. Oh, I want to do it for my family. What family? The man don't even want to live in the same city and state as you. So she's very delusional. And I told y'all over and over again, I can't support you in your delusions of grandeur. I can't get with that. So let me go ahead and read the article that the Jasmine brand put up. While Kenya Moore and Marc Daly announced their separation last year, fans are finding out more about their split as new episodes of Bravo's The Real Housewives of Atlanta airs. In the preview for episode 20 of the 12th season, the ladies are back from their trip to Greece, and Kenya Moore has to deal with the fallout of her marriage. She said during a conversation with a friend, I want to be happy too. I could have been happy in my marriage if I felt like Marc was in it to be happy as well. One of my issues with him is not being able to just have a conversation without yelling or anger crossing lines. I know it's not me, and I know how hard I fought for this marriage. I stopped caring about my feelings, and all I was doing was just trying to be everything he wanted me to be and work through everything as best I could to keep my family together. Kenya, yeah, she has a way of wording things, you all. She has a way of wording things. But yeah, if you pay attention, Marc is this horrible guy. Now, why we didn't hear more about how horrible Marc was in season 10? Because was he cheating from the jump? Ain't that what she told Candy and Cynthia? Oh, well, this lady has always called him. And so why we didn't hear about your truth, I think Kenya, you guys, she does a good job of painting herself to look a certain way. And I would want to hear what Marc has to say. Now, is Marc innocent? No, I thought it was absolutely ridiculous how he was talking to her and treating her in some of the episodes. But Kenya, how can we feel sorry for you and you sit up here and you put up with it? If you don't think you deserve better, why should we think you deserve better? Come on. And I just don't have a lot of sympathy, you all, for a woman that bullies other women. It's that same shit with Evelyn Lozada. Bullies other women. And then when it comes to these men, you sitting up here playing yourself, you denying your feelings. You put how you feel about things on the back burner and, all to have a man. Why? Why do that? You don't have to do that. She continued and said she believes Marc Daly has consistently kept walls up despite them being married. It's always been this block up with him, not letting me completely into his life. So why, when you saw that, why you didn't run for the hills? Well, he wanted a baby. You could have just had a fucking baby out of a sperm bank. You should have just did that. You know, like, why put yourself through all of this? And like I said before, I think the deep reason of why she does what she does in her relationships with men is because she has not healed that painful relationship with her mother. And the first way to heal that, Kenya, is acceptance. Okay? In this life, everybody don't get what they want. Everybody don't get the perfect mother. Everybody don't get the perfect father. Ask me how I know. You had a grandmother that loved you to death. Okay, that lady is not here no more. But that lady, I think I was just watching that season 10. I started crying all over again. That lady said her mother wanted to give her up for adoption. And I told her not to. That's my baby. Like, come on. That's your mother. Stop trying to get the sympathy and the love from some woman that don't want nothing to do with you. Yeah, she gave birth to you. But, like, you don't need her. You know, you never need people, you guys, that don't need you. And Kenya is a woman of a particular age. And you would think that she would have gotten that by now. But a lot of people, though, you guys, I think about other people out in the world. They don't have a grandmother, you know, to take them in. And Kenya had her dad, you know. But at the end of the day, I guess it just wasn't enough. And some people are like that, where they put a lot of focus on people that have ignored them, that have treated them bad, and they give them all the attention in the world. And what does that sound like? That sounds like her relationship with Marc. Marc represents her mother in so many ways. And, you know, like I said, Kenya, you need to heal that, honey, because this don't look good. You got your daughter to think about. You need to be strong for her. And stop saying, I don't even care about myself. If you don't take care of you, who will? Who does Brooklyn have to, you know, look up to? We have to, as black women, you all, we have to stop saying our feelings don't matter. They do matter. And get rid of people in your life that feel like your feelings don't matter. Because the people in your life that want you to feel like that, you don't need them. But I'm a big believer in, you cannot make other people happy, your children, people out in the community, people you do business with. You can't make nobody happy until you are happy, until you are taking care of yourself. You know, and the best thing she could do, you guys, to take care of herself is to go to therapy. You got to talk and cry all this out. That way you can let it go. And stop abusing this show. To me, she abuses her power on the show. She's willing to play herself out, you guys, for a storyline. Ask me how I know. I've seen it several seasons. I told y'all, Real Housewives of Atlanta is Kenya's biggest acting job to date. She figured, you know what, I never became the movie star that I thought I would be, so I'm going to get on this show and, you know, I'm going to sell out my own story just for the money and everything that comes along with being on this show. And it's not worth it, Kenya. Look at where it's getting you. And you're getting older, sweetie. You're not getting younger. You got somebody else to take care of. So, you guys, I really do. Even though I'm not a big Kenya fan, it's like I just wish she would get that. You know, if she would get that. And, you know, everybody is always saying, oh, she's so smart. When the hell is it going to kick in? I'm waiting. You know? So she has did some good things in her life, you all, but this situation with these men, it makes her look bad, you guys. And it makes people like me continue to doubt her, you know, makes us not believe nothing she says. You know, when we look at these people, yes, we all, you know, can judge the people on these reality shows, but we would like to see some changes. We would like to see some progression. I remember I was watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, I think season 5. I watched a little bit of it this week, and I just look at Portia and I just smile. I see the changes. I see it, you know. That girl has really changed. So Nene has changed, you know. I think that Portia, though, made the biggest changes. Cynthia has changed through the years. She's a lot more confident. And it's a beautiful thing to see. So hopefully Kenya can make those changes. And then, we could talk about the positive changes that she's made. But it's the same thing with her, you guys. That's why I cannot rock with her. And a lot of stuff, it just don't make sense. She later said during a confessional, it kind of feels as though there's a large part of him or the relationship that I was just never privy to. For example, I'm not allowed to speak to his mother or father. And if you don't know everything about that person's life, you're not being let in. Duh, what do you think? And this is the same woman, you all, that felt comfortable giving Cynthia advice. You can't take advice from nobody like that. I looked at all these videos. Kenya has every right to give Cynthia advice. She a woman too. She the best person. Nope. I already knew it. But people just waved me on along and said, no, brand new. She just a hater of Kenya. No, I'm judging. When I take advice from people, you all, it's very deep for me. I look at the person that's giving me the advice, and the biggest thing you have to remember is when people are giving advice, you got to ask yourself, do they take their own advice? Okay? And she doesn't. Kenya is one of those people. She has all these high morals and values. Like I said, she judged everybody's relationship on this show, especially Portia's. And you damn near, you ended up in the same damn thing, except worse, because your pregnancy, you ended up having a baby with him. But even with Cordell and Portia, I didn't see Cordell treating her like that on camera. There was a time on the show season 5 where he did stand up to Kenya on behalf of Portia. There were several times on the show where he did have Portia's back. We didn't see that with Marc. Marc didn't ever really have your back, Kenya. He didn't give you any props. When you put his event together, he didn't tell you how beautiful you look. You looked really nice. You did. And he didn't even do that, Kenya. You guys, I don't understand it. She said that she just wants to do what's best for their daughter, Brooklyn. In another clip, she also said she didn't want Marc Daly in her home when he came to visit their child.
I want to be happy too when I want you to be happy. I want to be happy too when I could have been happy in my marriage if I felt like Marc was in it to be happy. Issues with him is not being able to just have a conversation without yelling or anger or crossing lines. I know it's not me, and I know how hard I've fought for this marriage. I stopped caring about my feelings, and all I was doing is just trying to be everything he wanted me to be and work through everything as best I could to keep my family together. I just feel like it's just always been this block up with him not letting me completely into his life. It's just a lot of things I felt like I was in the dark about. It kind of feels as though
I apologize, you all, for this stupid tablet doing all this stupid ass buffering. And I looked on Instagram to see if I could get that same clip, that video. Couldn't find it or whatever. So y'all pretty much get the gist of where I'm coming from. In the words of my late auntie, honey, sad case, sad case. She would say that anytime, it was a bad situation up on us, honey. And, like I said before, the situation with Kenya is just really, it's sad. Kenya needs to remove herself from that marriage, that sham of a marriage. I always looked at that relationship funny with, how she ran off and got married. And, you got people saying, well, damn, did she really get married? See, you can't, and I want to leave this with you all because for some reason people forget this, but I want to just say this. When you keep doing questionable things, you can't get mad that people question you. It is up to you to present things in the best way. When you got married, the camera should have been there. It was there for everybody else. So did you forget you was, on the same show? When she ended up so-called getting married to him, she got back on the show acting like she was too good because now she has the title of wife and, well, Marc doesn't even want me to deal with this. And, and then all of a sudden, fast forward now to season 11, you weren't even on it because you wasn't really willing to show your relationship. You was playing all types of games season 10 and Bravo had to check your ass. They said, not today, girl, and tomorrow don't look good either. Okay. So they checked you, with that for season 11. Season 12, you bring your ass back. The man barely wants to spend time with you. He only wants to be with the baby. He's very sarcastic with you. Now, like I said to you all before, she is not innocent. I've seen her in videos. They just do that with each other. That's like the nature of their relationship where they're sarcastic and they like joke a lot and it's probably too much in their relationship. So, it's a problem on both sides. But it's just very interesting that Marc is this horrible person season 12, but season 10, he was everything that you asked for. So I would love for somebody to get her at the reunion and question her and say, hey, how the hell did we go from Marc being such a good guy, he's your knight in shining armor, he's this, he's that, to season 12, he's so horrible? Because that man didn't change. Not in that amount of time. Nah, that ain't how that go. And then you slipped up and said to Cynthia and Candy, I always had red flags when it came to Marc. I ignored them. You ignore them when you are in love. No, that ain't how that go. You fall in love when there aren't any red flags. So, girl, you lost. And I don't follow lost people, you all. I pray that this woman gets it together. Because like I said, bitch, at this point, you too old for all this. Okay, so you all that support her, make it make sense. And it don't make no damn sense. Y'all know it don't. The timelines of different things, just Marc is so horrible all of a sudden. Marc, I saw for the most part, was no nonsense. Now, he could have treated Kenya, better in some of the scenes that I saw, but I don't know, you guys. Their relationship is just toxic on both sides. It's just weird. But another thing, like I said, though, that I liked about Marc wasn't here for all that Lifetime movie character bullshit that she be trying to do. He wasn't here for it. And I think at times she came off as being very childish, and like with that charity and didn't want to invite everybody. And, she was acting funny with that. So I was really here for Marc when it came to that. But yeah, you guys get down in the comments. Let me know how you feel about this. Is any of this kind of making sense to you? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, Brand New, and I will check you guys out later.